I believe they have the War Games copyright, correct?
I believe so. Yeah, I think they have the name for that. But I don't know. I'm sure if AEW wants to do that style match, they can call it, the match beyond or whatever they want to call it, and people will know. And hopefully they'll put a top on the cage if they do.
Yeah, and maybe it'll be a match between two guys that legit hate each other instead of just five people that happen to bond on each side for a couple of weeks and a real blood feud like the old Horseman War Games were. Everything else I did on the show, it's turning into an AEW hour right now, which is fine. I like the Private Party getting a good win, getting added to the triple threat match. Shawn Spears and Joey Janela. It's very Russo booking, and don't take that the wrong way. I think when I'm looking at AEW, Vince Russo, from the top of the card to the bottom of the card, there was a storyline involved in every single match, and there was something. Oh, sweet! Hunter came to join me. You excited, pal? He's 1/3 of Best Friends. This is Hunter Cassidy here. And back to the Russo booking. Every match on the card for Vince Russo when he booked had, yes, it was some kind of stupid stipulation, but at least there was some storyline attached to it so you can get behind one of the competitors. And I feel like AEW has done a great job of doing that for Full Gear.
Yeah, absolutely. That is, I think, one of the things, for whatever negative things people say about Vince Russo's booking. He did have a lot of characters and storylines in the mid-card. And as we walk through the card here in a minute, I think that we'll see that the majority of the matches that are on this card have had either significant build-up or at least some sort of build-up over the last couple of weeks to have made it onto the pay-per-view. So that's also good because, if you're going to have a 4-hour-long show or whatever it might be, that you need to have that type of thing on there. So...
if you hear whining in the background, it's just Hunter. I don't know why he decided to just sit right behind me and whine. I don't know if can we pan in on him? Can we zoom in on Hunter?
There he is. Hunter. Nice.
Hunter Cassidy. Actually, more like a Rocky Romero based on tan.
He seems mad. He seems a little angry.
Mad? What'd I do, pal? You know what? He's mad we're 5 or 10 minutes into the show and we haven't started talking about AEW yet. The pay-per-view Full Gear.
All right, so maybe we should do that now.
Are you okay with that? Is that cool? I don't know how to read him. He's
giving you a hard look right now, I have to tell you. Yeah. He's not happy.
If looks could kill, it would be, I'd be dead.
Yeah.
All right, so let's get into it Full Gear, man. Let's just talk about our plans on the air. Are we going to watch it at your place after Evolve?
That seems like the move.
Done. Book it. Well, everybody needs to know. The good news is Joe's not an asshole. Not an asshole. You're good. There was a tweet I got about you being an asshole, but you're not.
I know.
I want to let you know. No, we're good to go.
Was it Seth Rollins? I knew it. Freaking guy.
Seth Rollins. Is anybody more emotional than Seth Rollins lately? That guy is. He takes Twitter hard, huh?
He's a little whiny. So on my screen now, and for anyone who's watching the video, they'll see the same thing, is the Wikipedia Full Gear card. So,
oh, nice. I probably could have pulled that up for you. I forgot your
video tape. I didn't set up my separate monitor today because I just finished work, so it's fine. We've got 8 matches here that I see listed, and if anything's missing, I apologize, but this is what we know so far. This was on Wikipedia. We can blame the Wikipedia authors if there's anything missing. So there's 7 matches and then 1 pre-show match that we have here. So if you're ready, I will start from the top and go down the card.
I have it up now, so if you want to get that off the screen, you feel free
so
to,
we could see more of you. That's cool.
No, I'm pretty standard.
Here it is. Okay.
All right. So the first match I have on here, I don't know if you had the buy-in stuff too. We're looking at Shawn Spears versus Joey Janela. Joe, yes. Give me what you got.
I think this is a spot where neither guy has won a whole lot in AEW so far. I think anytime I've seen Janela, he's been losing. Spears lost his first couple of big matches, but he's won the last 1 or 2. So I don't know. I get the sense that maybe I don't know.
You're torn, man. I don't think I've ever seen you so torn in a match.
I just don't know because I haven't, I know apparently Shawn Spears tried to rip out Joey Janela's tongue. So I'm gonna
he deserves it.
I'll say Joey Janela gets a win because I don't think I've seen him win much yet in AEW.
I'm going to go with Sean Spears for the sole purpose of they have Tully Blanchard with him. They have to have something important on the horizon for him. Tully Blanchard is too great of a person, character, wrestler to waste on a guy who's going to be losing to Joey Janela on the pre-show. No offense to Joey Janela. I like him. But as far as a wrestler like that, regardless of his win-loss record, Janela is always going to be dangerous. He's always going to be in these crazy matches doing these crazy spots. So I'm going to go with Sean Spears in the first one. Next one, I've got Dr. Britt Baker versus Bea Priestley on the buy-in. How can I put? Oh God, I don't want to be offending. I've been less than impressed with Dr. Britt Baker. Am I the only one, Joe?
Yeah, I think so. I think you are the only one.
Really?
No, I don't think so. I mean, I don't have an issue with her. I've seen people in like the reviews or the recaps that I read of AEW that say, she's still a little green or whatever it is. I don't know. I mean, I think she's only been in the business for a few years. But, they have her as someone to eventually maybe build up or build around. So I don't really have any issue with her in terms of a wrestler and her gimmick and stuff like that. I think it's fine. Is she a top-level worker? Probably not yet. But maybe she will be in a few years, and she's a name I think that fans of independent wrestling are familiar with. So I really don't have any issue with Dr. Britt Baker. And if she wants to give me free dental work if I'm in Florida, then that would be great too.
Fantastic. Well, and if that's the case, I'm going with Dr. Britt Baker to get the win here.
I am also going to go with Dr. Britt Baker on the win.
Okay. Now we're on the actual show. We're looking at the AEW Tag Team Titles. Champions SCU taking on the Lucha Bros, taking on Private Party. I don't love the fact that Lucha Bros are getting an immediate title shot here. I don't think it makes a lot of sense to me. The addition of Private Party is good to kind of, change it up. Hunter also is not a fan of this match. It's far too early to take the titles off of SCU, unless they are putting the titles on them just for that feel-good moment because they earned it, and then, you get the pop, yada, yada, yada. But let's keep the titles on SCU for a very long time. So, SCU winners.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go with SCU as well. I think, to take the titles off of them after they just won that tournament would kind of demean the tournament a little bit. I feel like if they're going to switch it to Lucha Bros or something, they should have just had them win the tournament since it ended a week ago. So I'll say SCU wins, and Private Party will take the pinfall loss here in the match. As
they should. Can I say something about Private Party?
I mean, you can, and if I have to edit it out later, then you're just creating more work for me. So,
okay. Okay, I really have to choose my wording carefully. Private Party to me,
oh god,
are very athletic.
Yep.
Great gimmick.
It's good so far.
Acrobatic.
Mm-hmm.
Charismatic. But not to be a Jim Ross. They need to focus a little more on the intricacies of professional wrestling.
You want more chin locks? Is that what I'm hearing?
I want more chin locks. I want a lot more stomps. This might be a very stupid thing, but they never go for the cover. I don't know if you noticed that. They never go for a cover. Their selling is not good. They're high spot people, but there's not a lot of substance to them. And they're young though. They're going to get better. They're already good. They're not great, but they will be. They should just spend a year with SCU, right? And learn a little more, because Frankie Kazarian's 40. Christopher Daniels is 47. Scorpio Sky's late 30s. Those guys are putting on just absolute clinics of matches week in and week out. And I just want Private Party to, focus on the wrestling a little more than anything else. That wasn't so bad, right, Joe?
No, I mean, it was okay.
Okay. I'll tell you. Never mind. Next up, we have Pac. I always thought it was Pac.
I think it was.
We have Pac versus Hangman Adam Page. Adam Page is looking a lot stronger on AEW as of late, which is good. The bastard himself, Pac, has been great. They really added a lot to this feud the last 2 weeks. I think it was only announced on October 21st. They were supposed to wrestle at the first pay-per-view, correct? Or was Kenny Omega supposed to wrestle Pac?
It was supposed to be. It was supposed to be Adam Page and Pac at Double or Nothing, and then Pac backed out of it because he didn't want to. I don't know, whatever the story was behind it. He was He was a Dragon Gate champion. He didn't want to lose, so he wasn't there. And then they put Page in the Battle Royal on the pre-show, and then he won.
Right, he won the Battle Royal. This is also a rematch from the first AEW Dynamite show, I believe.
Yeah, that's correct.
I think Page is going to get the win here. I don't think it's going to hurt Pac at all. But Pac has been really, really good, Joe. His character, everything about him has been really, really solid. He really comes across like a bastard, you know. The low blow this week was a nice touch in the main event of the show, and I'm all in for everything he does. But I think Hangman can gain more from a win over Pac than Pac will lose with a loss to Hangman.
I agree with you on everything you said. I do. And I know Page took the pinfall loss in the tag match last night. But I'm trying to get myself out of the WWE booking mentality where, like, if you lose on Monday, then you're going to win on Sunday or whatever it is. That used to happen a lot. So I'm just not sure. I mean, I feel like there's more money or, in Pac winning and moving up the card a little bit. So, maybe mixing it up with Moxley and Omega like he had started to do a few weeks back. So I'm going to say Pac wins the match.
Okay. I know what you mean about the lose on Monday, win on Sunday mindset, but I think because Pac caused Hangman to lose, there's a little bit more of a gray area there. But no, I would agree with you, and I won't have any issue either way. There's money in both of those guys. That's for sure. Next up is the AEW Women's Championship, Riho versus Emi Sakura. This is, listen, the thing about it is there are so many women in the AEW women's division. Riho, again, kind of same thing as SCU. She just won the title. She just won the tournament. I don't see Emi Sakura taking it from her. I think Riho is probably in for the long haul. She's, 7 years old or 8 years old. She's been in the business for 15 years. She's going to be there for a while. She's a lifer. I feel like in AEW, that's something they're kind of building the women's. She's someone they're building the women's division around. I assume we will see some sort of Brandy Rhodes interference at some point. I don't know how it's going to affect the match, but I see Riho retaining up until we see Brandy and Awesome Kong do something.
Yeah, I think Riho is going to retain. I know Sakura is her mentor or trainer or something of the sort, and Sakura pinned her last night as well in a tag match. So, but I do think that they will keep the title on Riho, and then Riho will win. So I'll stick with her.
We're kind of half and half. All right, next up, tag match extraordinaire. Nico, the Young Bucks versus Santana Ortiz, Proud and Powerful.
Something along those lines, yes.
Not LAX, not EYFBO. Call them whatever you want. They're great. They've been great in their role here. It's kind of a throwback to the LAX of Impact. But they had a nice. They haven't overdone this. They've met in the middle in some pull apart brawls and stuff like that, but they haven't had too many matches together. Looking forward to this. It's been a match a lot of people talked about. Actually, I think this match took place on Jericho's cruise last year, right?
Oh, I don't know. It's possible. Yes, I'm not sure. But yeah, I mean, it should be really good. I mean, as far as prediction goes, I think I'm going to go with Santana and Ortiz. They kind of, they brought them in. I mean, people know the Young Bucks, and they've lost a few matches, but yeah, I'm going to go with Santana and Ortiz. I think they need to be put over, pretty strong here. I'm not sure if they'll go on to fight SCU or how this is all going to shake out, but I'm going to say Santana and Ortiz. I want to say Santana and Ortiz, but I don't want the Young Bucks to put over everybody. I mean, they lost a Private Party. That should not have happened. I mean, Private Party can gain a lot from beating the Young Bucks, but they could also get a lot from looking good and
losing. And I'm torn on this one because I really feel like the Young Bucks need a win. I know Dave Meltzer had reported